From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns. Just some of the words used to describe the Metropolitan Detention Center where Sean Diddy Combs is now being held without bail after pleading not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering charges. He is not the first high-profile inmate to pass through these walls. Ghislaine Maxwell, R. Kelly, Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli, and crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried, all as they waited for their federal criminal trials, called this jail home. But the conditions of the prison are far from homey, notoriously described as, quote, dreadful, as one judge put it. Some on the bench have even moved away from sending nonviolent defendants there. In April, a group of detainees that prosecutors said were MS-13 gang members in court documents stabbed an inmate 44 times in an attack caught on camera. 2 shivs were recovered from the attack. You see them here.
Heading home for the holidays, he's been denied bail 3 times, but that didn't stop him from hugging every member of his legal team. Prison life is clearly taking a toll on Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul known for his flashy lifestyle and unstoppable charisma. He is now nearly unrecognizable after just 3 months in prison. Insiders say the harsh realities of incarceration have drastically altered him, both physically and mentally. Eyewitnesses describe a man who's lost his spark, and social media is abuzz with shock and disbelief as images and rumors of Diddy's transformation spread rapidly. The man, once known for his designer suits, lavish mansions, and VIP status, is now facing a world vastly different from his former glory. Has the king of entertainment finally met his match, or is the criminal getting what he deserves? Let's dive into the details of Diddy's transformation. Just days before his arrest, Diddy was spotted enjoying a carefree moment in Central Park playing hacky sack. That carefree image now feels like a distant memory. Diddy now looks drastically different. His once toned frame has become noticeably thinner after only 3 months behind bars. The stress of being confined, combined with the harsh conditions of a federal detention center, seems to have had a serious impact on his health. Even his hair has turned visibly gray, a stark contrast to his once youthful and vibrant appearance. The conditions in prison are a far cry from the comfort and extravagance Diddy was used to. Gone are the lavish meals and luxury amenities. Instead, he now faces a strict routine, basic food, and a lack of privacy. Life behind bars is both physically and mentally demanding, with limited freedom and harsh surroundings. These challenges appear to be wearing him down, making it difficult for him to maintain his former image. The rapper's court appearances have shown just how much his time in detention has impacted him. At his recent pre-trial hearing in Lower Manhattan, he hugged his attorneys for support before being led back to his cell. The pressure of his legal battle, combined with the difficult prison environment, seems to be taking a significant toll on him. Diddy's rise to prominence began in the 1990s, establishing him as a defining figure in the music industry. He built an empire that extended well beyond music, with successful ventures in fashion, television, restaurants, and spirits. At his peak, he hosted lavished parties that epitomized excess, attended by the world's elite, all indulging in extravagance. His estimated net worth soared to around $1 billion, cementing his status as an icon of success. However, this gilded world came crashing down in September 2024 when Diddy was arrested on charges of trafficking, racketeering, and running a criminal enterprise. Now, as inmate 37452 D54, he resides in an environment that stands in stark contrast to his former life. MDC Brooklyn is known for its violence, corruption, and substandard living conditions. Diddy's day begins at 6 a.m., waking up to the bleak reality of his cell in the special housing unit. This high-secret section is designed for solitary confinement, where inmates are isolated from the general population for 23 hours a day.
But one former warden who worked at the facility says Combs' life could still be in danger there. And that former warden is Cameron Lindsay, and she joins me now. Cameron, great to have you here. We just read it out loud. One lawyer for one inmate called it the MDC overcrowded and understaffed, hell on earth. Combs' own lawyers called it horrific. Why are conditions so bad there?
Well, it's been a number of years since I've been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, but what I can tell you is New York City, being the biggest, most populated city in America, the MDC has a difficult time recruiting and retaining staff. So one of the key issues is the lack of staffing. And it would be unfair for me not to mention that the vast majority of MDC staff are hardworking, salt of the earth, well-trained people. I know many of them. They're fantastic people. Unfortunately, however, there has been a disproportionate element of corruption within the ranks of MDC.
Diddy's cell is a far cry from the luxury he once knew. It contains a narrow iron bed bolted to the floor, a thin mattress, and a combined sink and toilet. There is no natural light, only a harsh strip light overhead. These minimal furnishings reflect the bleakness of life in detention, a stark contrast to the lavish comforts of his multi-million-dollar homes. Isolation marks his daily existence, with limited human interaction except for visits from his family or lawyer. To pass the time, he is tasked with cleaning his cell, an activity that, while demeaning for someone who once had a team of household staff, provides a rare distraction from the monotony. Meals at the MDC are a far cry from Diddy's former decadent lifestyle, delivered through a small slot in his cell door. The food is often cold and unappetizing. Breakfast typically includes powdered scrambled eggs, cheap white bread, milk, and juice, while lunch and dinner consist of processed meats and mystery stews, with occasional unwelcome surprises. Inmates have even reported finding maggots in their food. For someone used to fine dining, the adjustment is undoubtedly jarring. Although Diddy can purchase snacks and basic goods from the prison commissary, there is a strict spending limit of $160 every 2 weeks. A small amount compared to his former wealth, but a lifeline in this harsh environment. Hygiene is another challenge. Diddy is allowed only 3 showers a week, a limited privilege compounded by the poor state of the facilities. Mold, inadequate ventilation, and malfunctioning plumbing are common complaints among inmates. These unsanitary conditions further highlight the inhumanity of life in the MDC, where even basic rights like cleanliness are compromised. Diddy's placement in the SHU special housing unit is supposedly for his protection. As a high-profile inmate, he faces unique risks in the general population, where violence is rampant, makeshift weapons are common, and stabbings occur weekly. The MDC's reputation for brutality is well documented, with reports of insufficient supervision and widespread corruption among staff. In the SHU, Diddy is shielded from some of these dangers but faces new psychological challenges. The isolation can be mentally taxing, pushing inmates toward paranoia and despair. While he has been spared the immediate threats of extortion or assault, the constant solitude and lack of stimulation are taking their toll. Reports suggest that high-profile inmates like Diddy often pay significant sums for protection, either from fellow inmates or corrupt correctional officers. This raises questions about the role of wealth in securing safety within the prison system. For Diddy, his fortune may provide some buffer, but it also makes him a target for exploitation. As Diddy awaits trial, the principle of innocent until proven guilty remains central to his case. His lawyers have called the conditions at the MDC horrific, emphasizing the toll they are taking on his physical and mental well-being. Despite their efforts to secure his release on a $50 million bond, the judge denied bail, leaving Diddy to endure his confinement. If convicted, Diddy's future will likely involve continued isolation in a protective custody unit. While this arrangement may protect him from immediate threat, it offers little relief in terms of quality of life. For a man accustomed to freedom and indulgence, the prospect of spending years, or even the rest of his life, in such conditions is undeniably daunting. On the other hand, if he is acquitted, Diddy's experience raises critical questions about accountability and reform within the U.S. prison system. What are your thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video. Bye.